It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. Every interaction you enter is a battlefield. Words are not merely tools, they are arrows, swords, shields, and sometimes traps. To speak without intent is to expose your flank to unseen adversaries. Every glance, pause, or gesture carries meaning. Every untethered sentence can surrender ground to those who watch, calculate, and wait. Silence, in this light, is not absence. It is armor, a fortress, a predator lying in wait, unseen yet fully present. When you withhold speech deliberately, you control perception. The room bends to your quiet, not because others submit willingly, but because they cannot predict the reach of your mind. They are scanning for weakness, and silence keeps them guessing, hesitant, uncertain. The invisible war begins before words leave your lips. Every meeting, every conversation, every online exchange is a skirmish. If you rush to fill the space with chatter, you reveal strategy, thought processes, and emotional undercurrents. A quick remark might feel innocent, but it can betray your priorities, your hesitations, your unspoken intentions. Observe instead. Measure. Let others speak and expose themselves. Track subtle cues, a tightening jaw, a shift in posture, the speed of a response. These are the battlegrounds where silent power asserts itself. Command your presence first. Let your mind occupy the throne while your body remains still. Maintain vigilance without tension, focus without aggression. When you respond, every word must be a precise strike, not a scattershot volley. Silence acts as armor, a shield as essential as any weapon on a battlefield. Warriors do not expose themselves before the battle begins. They fortify, anticipate, and position before striking. Your restraint is not weakness, it is a calculated defense. By controlling what you say, you prevent manipulation. Others often attempt to pull you into debates, distractions, or conflicts. A single careless reaction can unravel authority painstakingly built over months or years. Calmly stand your ground. When someone challenges you publicly, do not match. Volume with volume, listen, nod, and respond with measured clarity. The micro-example is simple. A colleague contradicts your proposal in a meeting. Instead of defending aggressively, you acknowledge their point. Pause, then redirect the discussion toward actionable steps. Your silence, coupled with selective speech, signals mastery. The cost of noise is high. Speaking without strategy empowers. Predators dilutes influence and signals insecurity. Ordinary words thrown into the air invite scrutiny, debate, and exploitation. Every untamed sentence is ammunition for rivals, gossip for competitors, and distraction for yourself. Choose silence when the stakes are significant. Speak only when your words carry weight, direction, and consequence. Use restraint as leverage. Authority is often recognized, not declared. Respect emerges quietly, not demanded. Even small gestures, a calm tone, or a measured pause can convey more power than lengthy explanations or forceful argumentation. Your presence becomes a command, in itself a throne from which influence radiates without declaration. Silence is not passive. It is an active tactic, a weapon wielded with precision. It allows you to control tempo, observe patterns, and anticipate moves before committing to action. In social dynamics, silence is strategic patience. In negotiations, it is a way to uncover truths without prompting them. In leadership, it ensures presence over performance. By mastering it, you transform ordinary moments into battlegrounds where others yield without realizing. Let silence signal dominance, patience, and strategy. Speak only to direct, clarify, or finalize outcomes. Build tension, not anxiety. Command attention, not compliance. Every pause becomes a declaration. You are fully present, fully in control, and fully unseen. Internalize this principle until it becomes instinct. Measure every word. Withhold unnecessary reactions. Observe relentlessly. Respond intentionally. This is how presence becomes untouchable. Let others rush to fill the void. Let their noise betray them. You operate from a throne of observation and calculated restraint. Every encounter, from casual exchanges to strategic negotiations, is now under your command. Your silence is the edge of a blade, invisible yet deadly. Presence without noise cuts deeper than the sharpest words. Let this mastery of quiet become your default state, your armor, and your weapon. I command without speaking. Your mind is a throne. The one who controls it commands every battlefield before it is even visible. Thoughts are soldiers. They march, retreat, or rebel. Every unchecked impulse is a breach in your walls. Every negative pattern a siege engine undermining your citadel from within. If your inner kingdom falls to distraction, fear, or doubt, the world outside will not wait for your recovery. Power begins not with speech or action, but with absolute dominion over what transpires silently in your mind. Guard this throne with relentless vigilance, for it is the origin of influence, the seat of strategy, and the foundation of untouchable presence. Every thought you entertain is either an ally or an enemy. Toxic patterns are spies in your fortress, silently reporting weaknesses to the predators of distraction, manipulation, and chaos. Observe every mental intrusion. Identify each assumption, bias, or fleeting emotion that seeks to erode clarity. Confront them with disciplined reflection. Label them, isolate them, and refuse to allow unvetted beliefs to dictate your perception. In daily life, a single moment of indecision, allowing doubt to dominate before a crucial meeting or negotiation, can signal vulnerability. Stop this by establishing cognitive sovereignty. Take the mental high ground and refuse to yield to internal insurrection. Let every thought pass through the gate of reason before it reaches your throne. Cognitive sovereignty is more than observation. It is mastery. When you own your perspective, your presence becomes untouchable. Others may attempt to provoke, distract, or destabilize, but a mind that governs itself is impervious to casual assault. Consider social interactions. Colleagues dispute your proposal or challenge your plan. Weak reactions signal surrender. Calm, measured responses establish authority. Listen fully, acknowledge points of merit, then redirect discussion toward the strategic objective. Weak, reacting defensively. Strong, responding with clarity and purpose. Weak, over-explaining. Strong, commanding attention through selective words. Your mastery is invisible yet palpable. It bends the conversation without noise, asserts dominance without aggression, and ensures influence originates from thought rather than speech. Mental fortifications are the battlements that prepare for external conflict. Rituals, meditation, and structured reflection are not indulgences. They are essential defenses, like walls reinforced before siege. Daily practice strengthens focus, hones patience, and builds resilience against distraction and emotional manipulation. The micro-example is subtle yet powerful. Before a high-stakes negotiation, you spend 5 minutes in deliberate reflection, isolating your goals and predicting possible provocations. Entering the room, your composure signals dominance before you utter a single word. You do not fight chaos, you preempt it by fortifying the mind, turning internal discipline into external command. Command your inner citadel relentlessly. Inspect every corner, patrol every corridor of thought, and eliminate disorder before it manifests in action. Let clarity, observation, and discipline form your daily routine. The throne of the mind must remain sovereign at all times, for it is the source of untouchable presence, the origin of influence, and the foundation from which every external conquest arises. Without it, external battles are lost before they begin. With it, even the fiercest opposition hesitates before challenging your dominion. I rule my mind, I command my world. The first light of day is a battlefield. Whoever commands these early hours dictates the tempo of every encounter that follows. Each sunrise is an unclaimed territory, and hesitation allows others to seize the advantage. To conquer the morning is to plant your standard before the enemy even knows the war has begun. Discipline in the first moments is a sharpened blade. Without it, your presence becomes reactive, your decisions fragmented, and your influence diluted before noon arrives. Structure your awakening as a general organizes the first assault. Every ritual, every action, every breath deliberate, anticipating resistance before it manifests. Dawn is where discipline takes physical form. Your body is ammunition, your energy the armor that shields your mind. A fatigued body undermines the throne of thought, leaving vulnerability that others sense even in subtle expressions. Physical readiness signals internal command, strength in posture, clarity in movement, and precision in action. Morning exercise, stretching, or controlled breathing is not mere wellness. It is preparation for silent conquest. Refuse to allow lethargy to dictate the first moves of the day. Treat your body as a strategic asset, reinforced, disciplined, and ready to execute your will. Solitude at daybreak is your intelligence network. The hours before distraction are the terrain scouts of war. Use this time to plan, to map encounters, to predict challenges, and anticipate manipulations. Review conversations, outline objectives, and refine priorities. A CEO, for example, might spend 30 minutes alone reviewing a negotiation strategy. When the team arrives, their calm precision commands respect without a single raised voice. Weak, reacting to interruptions. Strong, using preparation to dictate the flow. Weak, rushed decision-making. Strong, calculated action from foresight. These silent offensives accumulate, turning every early hour into an unassailable advantage that shapes the day in your favor. Command your morning with the same rigor you would command an army. Every minute unattended is territory ceded. Every distraction indulged is ground given to chaos. Enter meetings with energy, presence, and clarity, derived from the pre-dawn mastery of your body and mind. Let your internal rhythm dictate the tempo, not the demands of others. Meditation, reflection, and preparation are your walls and trenches, fortifying the day before it challenges you. The hours between first light and sunrise's end determine whether you are sovereign over circumstances or merely responding to them. Rise with strategy, move with purpose, and treat every dawn as a calculated offensive. Let others scramble to catch up while you operate from a position of preordained advantage. A conquered morning ensures a commanded day. Decision at first light guarantees subtle surrender. Establish your dominance silently. Wield your energy deliberately. And use early solitude as both shield and spear. Your influence, authority, and clarity radiate from these pre-dawn victories, shaping outcomes before the world fully awakens. Strike first, I stand unshaken. Silence is a weapon more precise than any sword. The predator waits, not because it is idle, but because it understands that movement without purpose invites vulnerability. In stillness, you observe patterns, gauge intentions, and exploit openings that others reveal unwittingly. The power pause transforms hesitation into strategy. Your absence of reaction forces opponents to expose themselves. A colleague may argue aggressively in a meeting, testing your resolve. Do not respond immediately. Hold your stance, measure their language, note inconsistencies. Your silence compels clarity, their words betray weakness, and the battlefield shifts quietly in your favor. Presence is stronger than speech. Dominance is transmitted through posture, tone, and subtle command over your environment, not through empty declarations. Step into a room and let your composure convey authority. When others attempt to provoke, resist the impulse to justify or explain. Your calm signals unassailable confidence. In many cases, teams naturally align with the one who exhibits quiet, certainty. Weak, reacting to challenges. Strong, projecting unwavering presence. Weak, filling silence with words. Strong, letting silence communicate supremacy. Treat every encounter as a calculated exercise in restraint. Let the room bend to your stillness before any words are uttered. Calm is your armor and your spear. Emotional control converts potential chaos into opportunity, turning threats into predictable patterns. Panic signals surrender. Composure signals command. During high-pressure negotiations or conflicts, maintain measured breathing, steady posture, and a clear mind. Like a predator circling its prey, you analyze every movement, discerning weakness while conserving your strength. Your decisions emerge from calculated observation, not reflexive emotion. Energy spent on reaction is energy lost. Energy preserved in deliberate calm is ammunition for decisive action when the moment demands it. Build a reputation of untouchable. Serenity, and even adversaries hesitate before testing you. Use stillness as reconnaissance, patience as strategy, and restraint as leverage. Observe, absorb, and allow others to overextend themselves while you remain poised. Every pause is an opportunity. Every unspoken moment a shift of power. Move only when the advantage is undeniable, striking from preparation rather than impulse. Let others fill the space with noise and mistakes, while your silent command dictates outcomes. A mastered pause ensures that you act with precision, your timing unrivaled, your influence felt without a single aggressive move. Calm is the predator's signature, invisible, lethal, and inevitable. Command your silence. Project presence without utterance. Convert restraint into dominion. Every calculated pause strengthens your authority. Every measured breath fortifies your throne. And every controlled reaction cements your untouchable aura. Let stillness be your weapon, your strategy, and your signal to the world that you are deliberate, disciplined, and deadly without a word. I strike in silence, unshaken and supreme. Every crown bears a cost, and every throne demands vigilance. The battlefield of life is littered with distractions that drain strength, consume focus, and erode authority. To maintain dominion, you must ruthlessly excise what weakens you. Relationships that demand more than they give, routines that produce little but occupy time, and indulgences that cloud judgment are liabilities on your path to mastery. Recognize them, confront them, and eliminate them without hesitation. This is not cruelty, it is the necessary discipline of power. In many cases, those who remain tethered to inefficiency compromise their entire strategy. Sacrifice is the currency of sovereignty. Every habit, every comfort, every indulgence carries a hidden cost. The slow erosion of self-command. Prioritize relentlessly. Choose the actions, people, and pursuits that multiply influence and discard what diminishes it. Weak, holding on to convenience. Strong, embracing calculated deprivation for long-term advantage. Weak, pleasing everyone. Strong, committing to what strengthens your throne. These are not abstract concepts, they are daily tactical decisions. Morning routines, work habits, social engagements, all are arenas where control is won or surrendered. Assess honestly, act decisively, and refuse to rationalize what undermines you. Strategic withdrawal is not defeat. It is dominance refined by foresight. Depart from engagements that sap energy, confront toxic dynamics with calm clarity, and protect your resources. A colleague may attempt to monopolize your time with petty disputes. Address once with firmness, then disengage to preserve focus. Your absence becomes a statement. Your time is not disposable, and your power is not negotiable. Inaction in the right moment preserves strength, allowing you to strike where advantage is absolute. Let others mistake your withdrawal for weakness. Let them overextend while you remain poised and untouchable. Every elimination strengthens your command. Cut routines that stagnate, detach from people who drain, relinquish pleasures that enslave. Treat your life as a battlefield where only what advances your position survives. Move with calculated ruthlessness, conserve energy for decisive victories, and let discipline guide every choice. Build an environment of clarity and efficiency where focus is unbroken, and every element of your life contributes to the construction. of an untouchable throne. Your sovereignty depends not on accumulation, but on the courage to remove what corrupts and distracts. Power grows where weakness dies. Men more quickly forget the death of their father than the loss of their patrimony. Command begins with the projection of authority, not its declaration. The battlefield is often silent. Victories are secured without a word. Your presence, like an impenetrable fortress, must signal dominance even before action is taken. Every glance, every posture, every measured movement conveys strategy. Facial expressions are weapons. A slight narrowing of the eyes, a controlled smile, the neutral tilt of the head. Each conceals intent while revealing composure. Weak, revealing frustration. Strong, masking emotion to maintain control. Weak, over-explaining. Strong, allowing silence to dictate the room. Projected authority functions like a throne. It radiates confidence that enforces obedience. Stand in your space fully. Occupy your role with unspoken certainty. Even when words are withheld, the aura of command compels others to adjust, to defer, to yield. Practice controlled breathing and measured pacing. Let these small rituals anchor your projection. Avoid over-gesture or unnecessary commentary. Allow your posture, tone, and calculated pauses to communicate decisively. In meetings or social encounters, remain poised as a silent monarch. Influence flows from perception, not volume. Presence itself becomes a vector of power. Unseen influence multiplies when outcomes are steered indirectly. Position yourself strategically, offering guidance through implication rather than instruction. A subordinate challenges a decision. Respond calmly, restate principles without confrontation, and allow them to align with the intended path. Your restraint and composure turn potential resistance into self-directed compliance. The world bends subtly to those who never shout. They maneuver like a predator, shaping its environment without revealing the hunt. Develop an inner strategy, anticipate reactions, and move indirectly while others expend energy in open conflict. Control perception, master subtlety, and command without declaration. Discard impulsive expressions, cultivate silent authority, and manipulate outcomes from the shadows. Each action and inaction is a chess move, calculated, precise, intentional. Avoid obvious displays of power. Instead, embody confidence, conceal plans, and direct energy towards strategic objectives. Let the world see only what serves your throne, masking intentions while gaining advantage. Build a reputation that precedes your words. The mask of command is your armor, your sword, and your signal. It communicates mastery before a single syllable is uttered. I rule without sound. Control is achieved not in the clash of swords, but in the patience of the hunter. The inner assassin is a predator cloaked in silence, a presence felt before it strikes. Timing over force dictates every maneuver. The moment chosen with precision turns even the smallest act into decisive victory. Wait. Observe. Measure the battlefield as a general studies terrain before advancing. Even a whisper delivered at the apex of opportunity can unravel plans stronger than a shouted command. Patience is not weakness. It is the sharpening of strategy, the preparation of lethal intent hidden behind calm eyes. Your self-discipline is the blade that never dulls. Every desire restrained, every impulse controlled, every ego deferred is a stroke on your whetstone. A mind governed by discipline carves through chaos with silent efficiency. Weak, reacting immediately. Strong, pausing to calculate advantage. Weak, indulging distraction. Strong, focusing energy where it delivers maximum effect. You train your mental weapons through routine, through resisting the temptation of instant gratification, through mastering frustration and maintaining composure under pressure. The invisible strike is the ultimate demonstration of power. Enemies unprepared are rendered impotent. Dominance is asserted without spectacle. Move unseen, act unseen, and allow the outcome to announce itself. A colleague challenges your plan publicly. You respond calmly, reiterate objectives without aggression, and execute your strategy unnoticed. The result manifests without argument, without debate. Others will retroactively align themselves with your decision, impressed by the quiet authority of your control. The world bows to those who act with precision while remaining imperceptible. Harness the predator's patience, stalk opportunity, strike when conditions favor you, and conceal your intention until execution is unavoidable. Let silence be your ally, timing your blows with the rhythm of circumstances rather than the noise of impulse. Let your blade be mental discipline, your shield strategic restraint, your arrow the calculated act that shifts outcomes in your favor. Master the unseen assault and your presence becomes fearsome not because of noise, but because of inevitability. The battlefield of life rewards the prepared, punishes the rash, and elevates those who strike without announcement. Strike in silence. Hunger is a strategy. The mind that remains unsatisfied sharpens into a weapon. Ambition is the fuel that powers silent dominance. Without it, lethargy creeps in, eroding confidence and dulling your presence. Desire is not weakness, it is energy, waiting to be directed. Channel it deliberately, feed it with purpose, and transform it into unrelenting motion toward your objectives. Recognize that complacency is the true enemy of power. Even the most gifted strategist falters when contentment replaces drive. Weak, accept satisfaction. Strong, leverage desire. Weak, indulge comfort. Strong, convert hunger into action. Treat your ambition as fuel, consuming only what strengthens your throne. Knowledge, skill, and experience are the rations of a predator. Preparing for conquest. Study consistently, sharpen every capability, and integrate lessons quickly. Every insight gained is a tool for silent influence. Every skill mastered is another arrow in your quiver. A competitor doubts your approach. You respond calmly with execution rather than argument, letting results demonstrate supremacy. Those around you take notice not of the noise you make, but of the outcomes you command. Every decision is a calculated move. Every action deliberate, every choice reinforcing your capacity to dominate without declaration. Adopt the predator's mindset. Vigilance and readiness are constant companions. Opportunities appear and vanish in moments. Hesitation allows rivals to act first. Observe trends, anticipate movements, and position yourself to exploit openings before others even perceive them. Hunger sharpens attention, heightens awareness, and fuels decisive strikes. Idle ambition is like a blade left to rust. Kept polished, it becomes an extension of your will, precise and unforgiving. Let desire drive preparation, preparation dictate timing, and timing delivers lethal efficiency. The mind that feeds its hunger constantly ensures that no chance escapes, that no rival advances unchallenged, that every victory is won before the first move is noticed. Maintain disciplined appetite. Never scatter energy across distractions. Never satiate prematurely. And never allow the comfort of the present to dull the edge of your mind. Let hunger define your rhythm, turning impatience into calculation, craving into skill, and ambition into results. The throne of influence is held not by those satisfied with circumstance, but by those who harness their desire to act with intelligence, speed, and precision. Transform ambition into relentless motion. Make every choice, every learning, every action a step toward supremacy. Let hunger guide your strategy, let vigilance sustain it, and let disciplined appetite make your dominance. Inevitable, feed the wolf. Life is a chessboard. Every move you make shapes outcomes long before they manifest. Every glance at the board reveals threats, allies, and openings that the untrained eye overlooks. Opponents are rarely hidden. They are visible in behavior, patterns, and ambition, but most fail to see beyond their own impulses. Train your perception to identify players, anticipate reactions, and position yourself where influence is maximal. Weak, act impulsively. Strong, calculate deliberately. Weak, React to moves. Strong. Dictate tempo. Observe quietly, record meticulously, and act decisively when the moment favors mastery. Sacrifice is not defeat, it is investment. A pawn may fall to secure a queen's dominance later. Accept temporary loss as a tactical maneuver, not as failure. Forego immediate gratification to strengthen your overall position. Let patience guide strategy. The board shifts constantly. Those who grasp the value of calculated delay accumulate power unnoticed. Each concession is an opening, each restraint, a trap set for the inattentive. Leaders often misjudge the sequence of play. You must learn to see beyond the immediate, aligning short-term actions with long-term objectives. Endgame awareness defines ultimate control. Victory is rarely instantaneous. It is the result of continuous, silent strategy. Monitor every phase, adjusting as circumstances evolve. Predict the end before others recognize it, shaping the board to your favor. Knowledge of timing, positioning, and opponent psychology allows you to advance without revealing intent. Avoid announcing strategy. Let execution speak. Calmly navigate disagreements by demonstrating insight through action, not argument. Silent strategist earns respect through unshakable presence and consistently superior outcomes. Refine every action to serve the broader plan. Align observation with anticipation, sacrifice with long-term advantage, and all moves with endgame vision. Recognize the patterns of opportunity and threat alike. Control the tempo, anticipate responses, and maneuver unseen. Dominate without spectacle, influence without noise, and win without exposing desire. Discipline your observation, calibrate every decision, and let every action position you toward the endgame. Strategy is not a single move, but the orchestration of many. Mastery lies in awareness, patience, and precision. Every move matters. Discipline is the foundation of untouchable presence. Each habit you cultivate is a silent soldier, positioned to defend and advance your authority without fanfare. Let consistency be your weapon, striking invisibly yet with relentless precision. Weak, ignore routine. Strong, enforce ritual. Weak, succumb to whim. Strong, honor structure. Every repetition compounds power. Small victories in the morning echo through the day, fortifying resolve and commanding respect before you utter a word. Ritual is not ceremony, it is armor. Begin each day with intention, aligning mind, body, and spirit. Meditation sharpens perception, movement strengthens the body, and reflection clarifies strategy. These acts condition the throne within, a seat that cannot be shaken by distraction or chaos. In practice, the untrained mind reacts. The ritualized mind anticipates. Mourning, meditation, and movement form the tripod that supports silent dominance. Strengthen it daily. Let every ritual serve a purpose beyond comfort, cementing authority in every gesture, breath, and stance. Testing your resolve is essential. Seek discomfort deliberately. Endure tasks that challenge patience, stamina, and focus. The mind that withstands tension governs fearlessly. In a modern context, push beyond the habitual. Adapt, improvise, and persist. Like a commander facing an unexpected maneuver, your response determines your dominance. A colleague may question your pace or intensity. Respond with calm, measured adherence to your plan, demonstrating mastery without debate. Authority grows not from argument, but from unwavering action. Each trial strengthens the throne you occupy, reinforcing presence as a natural consequence of discipline. Do not mistake stillness for passivity. Every action within your ritual is a strategic advance. Align daily habits with long-term objectives. Ensuring each repetition cultivates endurance, clarity, and command. Track progress meticulously, refine approaches, and embrace the tension that hones skill into instinct. Consistency over time transforms ordinary effort into an untouchable edge. Let rituals be the quiet drumbeat of power, each cycle reinforcing mastery and presence. Condition your body, sharpen your mind, and harden your will until influence flows without effort and control becomes effortless. Forged in solitude, presence is the crown you wear before words are spoken. Every gesture, every pause, every glance is a declaration of authority that requires no explanation. Invisible dominance is the ultimate power. Your moves shape perception, influence outcomes, and command respect without a single utterance. Weak, announce intentions. Strong, embody them. Weak, react loudly. Strong, act decisively. The throne is visible not in speech but in conduct. Command your space, measure your timing, and let others sense your reach before they realize it exists. Reputation serves as a shield. Consistency in action, discipline in routine, and strategic silence create an aura that defends against envy, challenge, and misinterpretation. Let your record speak. Reliability is your armor. In every interaction, maintain equilibrium. A colleague may push for immediate results or question priorities. Respond with calm adherence to your plan. Authority grows through the demonstration of competence over time, not through explanation or justification. Others will defer because they recognize the stability and foresight that your presence radiates. The throne is reinforced by patience, preparation, and poise, not reaction or argument. Complacency is the enemy of untouchable status. One lapse, an ignored ritual, a mismanaged interaction, a faltering decision creates vulnerability. Vigilance is required at all moments. Your throne must be guarded continuously. Train the mind to notice subtle shifts in environment, anticipate challenges, and act before crises materialize. Endurance and alertness transform presence into a fortress. Even minor negligence can ripple into chaos, undermining years of silent dominance. Maintain rituals, enforce discipline, and monitor your influence as rigorously as a commander surveys the battlefield. Let each day be a rehearsal for unwavering authority. Integrate all lessons into a seamless whole. Discipline, ritual, anticipation, and strategic silence converge into a singular force. Your aura becomes the signal and the shield, your conduct a language others read instinctively. The throne is not occupied through proclamation. It is asserted in every measured step, every deliberate choice. Invisible dominance, reputation as shield, and vigilance against complacency fuse to create presence that is both respected and untouchable. Own every movement, command every interaction, and internalize the truth that power, when exercised with precision and restraint, requires no display. Crown in silence. Presence is a weapon sharper than any blade. Every motion, every glance, every controlled breath constructs a fortress around you that others cannot penetrate. You are the silent sovereign, a strategist whose influence spreads like unseen currents, shaping outcomes without declaration. Weak, announce authority. Strong, embody it. Weak, seek attention. Strong, radiate it. This is the symphony of silence, where patience, observation, discipline, and presence coalesce into a single instrument of dominance. Let every learned principle harmonize into a rhythm of power that others feel before they even see it. Omnipresent. Strategy is your armor and your sword. Even in absence, your influence persists. Your mind charts the battlefield, anticipating moves before they occur. Your actions are deliberate and unspoken orders that guide others, often without their awareness. Maintain consistency in routine, in decision-making, and in interaction. Reputation becomes a living shield, a reflection of your reliability and foresight. When colleagues challenge priorities or question plans, respond with calm, measured adherence to principle. Weak, argue and explain. Strong, act and persist. Authority grows quietly, reinforced by silent competence rather than by speech. Eternal vigilance ensures that mastery remains unbroken. Complacency is a crack in the foundation of power. Neglect one ritual, one reflection, or one discipline, and vulnerabilities emerge. Monitor your environment, your thoughts, and your influence with constant awareness. Each day, enforce the rituals that condition mind, body, and presence. Observe subtle shifts in social dynamics and adjust your conduct without haste or noise. Just as a commander scouts the terrain before engagement, anticipate challenges and neutralize risk before it manifests. Daily enforcement transforms presence into permanence, ensuring the throne remains unassailable. Symphony, strategy, vigilance, these elements converge in your final form. Each principle is a note, a tactic, a watchtower. Together they compose a system where silence communicates strength, foresight enforces respect, and consistency generates fear, tempered by admiration. You move through the world with calibrated authority, unseen yet undeniable. Actions carry weight, absence commands attention, and reputation shields against misjudgment. The throne is not occupied through declaration, it is asserted through the disciplined orchestration of conduct and consequence. Weak, proclaim your power. Strong, embody it so completely that silence itself announces your rule. Internalize this convergence, make it instinctive. Let your posture, your focus, and your restraint speak louder than any words could. Every gesture, every observation, every disciplined action compounds into a presence that is untouchable. The silent warrior is not defined by noise or spectacle, but by the cumulative mastery of principle applied consistently, patiently, and with unwavering intention. Authority becomes habitual, influence becomes invisible, and the throne is secured not by threat, but by the unmistakable signature of mastery. Rule without words. Mastery is forged in silence, and the unseen hand moves the world more decisively than any spoken command. Treat each day as a battlefield where your thoughts, actions, and choices are soldiers under your command. Embed every principle you have learned into the smallest decisions. Repetition is the forge that tempers your presence into steel. Let your movements be deliberate, your focus unshakable, and your influence invisible yet undeniable. Weak, announce. Intentions, strong. Act with invisible precision. Weak, react impulsively. Strong, observe, calculate, strike when advantage is undeniable. Daily enforcement is your relentless drill. Every encounter, every conversation, every micro-decision becomes a practice in sovereignty. Remain vigilant over distractions, emotional impulses, and social currents that threaten to dissipate your power. Establish rituals that anchor discipline. A morning of reflection, deliberate observation during interaction, strategic prioritization of your attention. When a colleague challenges your direction or questions your authority, respond with calm, measured action rather than words. Demonstrate competence consistently. Authority solidifies in silent performance rather than in argument. Your internal mantra is the compass guiding all action. Repeat silently. I move unseen, strike with precision, and control the battlefield without declaration. Let this line permeate your thoughts before engagement with the world. With each repetition, you convert theory into instinct. Every strategic pause, every calculated decision, and every controlled reaction reinforces the aura of untouchable presence. Your influence becomes a shadow that reaches further than your physical presence, extending into all interactions, shaping perception and guiding outcomes without utterance. The throne of invisible authority is occupied through discipline, not proclamation. Maintain vigilance over your environment and your internal state. Adjust only when necessary, and when you do, let the change be swift, decisive, and silent. Observe the ripple effects of each action, understanding that even subtle shifts convey power to those attuned. Absence itself communicates mastery when presence is disciplined. Your reputation becomes the shield that protects the crown, earned through consistency, discretion, and tactical restraint. Weak, boast of influence. Strong, allow results to speak. Weak, demand respect. Strong, Embody it without utterance. Command life as if each day were a campaign. Align mind, body, and action with the principles you have internalized. Every thought, movement, and choice compounds into the architecture of untouchable authority. Let others feel your influence without sensing the mechanism, for true power is recognized, not announced. Silent sovereignty transforms presence into permanence and patience into inevitability. Through repetition, vigilance, and the disciplined application of principle, you crown yourself not with words, but with the quiet dominance of mastery in every interaction. I move unseen, I command all.